Okay, so the next stage of this project is drilling the hole where the speaker is actually going to go. So we're going to drill a hole in here. So once you cut your two pieces in half, we're going to drill a hole through this side of the piece of wood. We're going to do both pieces at the same time. And to do that, we're going to use this piece of equipment here. Okay, this piece of equipment is called the pillar drill. Okay, and the way it works is I've put a large drill bit in here which is called a hole saw, and that hole saw is going to drill out our hole. Now, to save you some time, we've got this piece of equipment here which is on the table of the pillar drill. This is called a jig, and what this will do is this will hold your piece of wood steady so you don't need to mark it out. And what it'll also do is it will drill the hole in the same place every time. Okay, so a few things to bear in mind with a pillar drill. You must make sure you're wearing some eye protection. So you must make sure you have goggles on. Okay, now remember, same as with everything that we use in this equipment, these goggles, you cannot share them. So as soon as you've used them for the day, put them in the boxes so they can be sterilised so we can use them next lesson. Other people will have used the pillar drill, so before you use it, please wipe it down, and after you use it, wipe it down and then throw the used tissues, the used sterilising swabs into the bin over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how this pillar drill works. I need to flick it on at the wall. That would normally already be on. Okay, to turn the machine on, there is a green button here and a red button to turn it off. Okay, so when we turn it on, okay, the drill starts spinning, and then when we turn it off, there is also a kick button on the floor. So if you want to turn it off, you can do that by kicking it. You'll probably hear that clicking from there. So you turn it off like that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to drill a hole in here. So the two pieces you've cut, you need to imagine like you're folding your piece of wood in half. Okay, so the two ends of the piece of wood will be like this. Okay, so they'll be nice and square, the ends like this, and then we're going to slide it into our jig like so. So we slide it in there and we push it right to the back, both pieces right to the back here. Okay, now when other people have drilled, there might be some sawdust that's left in the jig, so you're going to need to be careful, but put your finger in there and just remove that sawdust, or use this piece of wood just to remove the bits of sawdust that might get in the way. Okay, so I brought the camera in a bit closer here, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So I'm putting the piece of wood up into here, and then I'm going to use this triangular wedge in here, and I'm going to push this inside. And what that does is that just holds this nice and securely. The only way really this pillar drill can hurt you is if you put your fingers on the near the bit that's spinning around. So we need to avoid doing that. Okay, so this part here we need to be careful of. Also, when it's drilling through, it gets quite hot. So don't touch this really at all. Call your teacher over and he will help assist you if there's any issues with this, or to remove the wood afterwards. Okay, so this will be quite sharp. It's also quite hot. Okay, so what we're going to do now then is we're going to drill through our wood. Some other safety things to talk about. You'll notice I've got my apron on. If you've got long hair, you need to make sure that your long hair is tied up. The other things to bear in mind are that this is a machine for one person. Okay, so you are the person that uses it. Nobody else will be anywhere near you. If somebody else is using the pillar drill, you will have to wait until the pillar drill is free, and then the teacher will instruct you to go over when it's your turn to use it. Okay, so you're going to be using this machine on your own with no help from anybody else. All right, so to drill through, you can support this if you want, but you need to keep your hands away from this area. I'm going to turn on this one, and then I'm going to pull this handle down. Okay, so just while it's off, you can so you can hear me. You're going to pull this handle down nice and slowly. So what we're going to do, we're not going to try and force it down. We're going to pull it down. You might hear a juddery noise at the beginning while it's starting. That's okay. That's normal. But go nice and slowly. And then what you want to do every so often, just take the drill bit up. So take the drill bit up, go a little bit further down, take the drill bit up, go a little bit further down, and then drill through the thing. What I'll do is I'll probably speed this next bit up so you don't have to watch the whole thing, but you're going to drill through until you've created a hole all the way through both pieces of your material. Back up. turn the machine off. Remember, this will be quite warm, okay, so just be careful when you're removing the material out. You will also see it's created quite a lot of sawdust here, which could get in the way for the next person. So I'm just going to remove this here. I'm going to remove all the sawdust here. It's out of the way, and then I'm going to wipe down the machine and then put the wipe in the bin so it's ready for the next person to use. Okay, you should have then a hole through both of your pieces of material. Okay, so that's how we safely use the pillar drill. If you have any questions or any concerns, please ask your DT teacher.